Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Monday, August 13th, and this is the market overview. Looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, SLV, and all the rest. So, today, a very enjoyable day. Good things, bad things, indifferent things, and some really good tells. Starting off with the Dow. We've been looking for a downtick for a while. Through all of this, waiting, watching, looking for a downtick. Today we got the downtick. And that's great. All on its own, that's a really good sign. Ending with a hanging man. Not as dramatic as Friday's. But still pretty darn pretty. It gives us a target of 1360 right there. So 110 points to the downside for this to work itself out right there. Beyond that, we've been watching the MACD histogram tick down, and it continued to do so today. We're still we're going sideways actually on the MACD, going up on the RSI, going up on the 14-day RSI moving average, still going sideways to down on the CCI, and the stochastics are still holding high. So, is this perfect? Is it ready to collapse, etc., etc.? We had a really nice preview this morning, but just couldn't hold it, fought its way back up, was unable to save itself from the downtick. So, just one little piece. This isn't something to, go all in on or something like that, but just a little piece. And moving on to the 60-minute time frame. Do we have anything special? Well, the 60-minute time frame doesn't look bad, actually. We have nothing in the heat map to indicate problem area. It's working on the long-term moving average bar, has to whittle away at it. Beyond that, it's moving up in the histogram, the MACD, essentially everything. CCI is going sideways, but everything else is pointing up. So 60-minute time frame, yeah, it doesn't look bad. So that is what it is. And going on to SPX. Now here's the rub. No downtick. It would have been really, really simple if we had gotten that downtick, but we didn't. And ending with a hanging man, so close to that previous high. If it can break that, I would expect a lot of short covering. But maybe beyond that, it would be exhaustion. But so I'm not counting that out. 4 days to complete the Dow downtick, and it's not that much, 110 points. We almost did that today. And the secondaries are identical to the Dow. No need to rehash. 60-minute looks pretty, just like the Dow. So not counting the bulls out and not counting the bears out. Moving on to the VIX. Wow, this is very interesting. Down into the 13s, ending with an inverse hammer. Of course, we have no downtick. We have excessive separation. We have some wobble. We have a really dark blip in the heat map, and everything is moving down. Daily time frame, this is a new low. This is a multi-year low. So, terrible. Absolutely terrible. And a quick look at the 60-minute time frame. Does it jive with the Dow and SPX? Well, bottoming area, not overly drastic, but bottoming area forming. And real choppy and down on everything else. Not overly pretty, except that we would think that it was extremely extended at this point, but there's nothing really here that's just jumps out and says, oh, I need a bounce. So, it'd be fascinating to watch. Just amazing. And today was extremely low volume. I think I read somewhere that it was the lowest volume, perhaps multi-year lowest volume. Very peculiar. And moving on to TNA. Now this one also very, very interesting. Got a hanging man. We got a downtick. The downtick was resolved intraday, which means that we have to wait for the next day to see what it wants to do next. We simply don't know, but this bubble is fixed. And very interesting also that it went down, pierced the 200-day moving average, almost hit that descending trend line, which has been so important before heading on back up. Just a really interesting movement on there. But according to the rules, got to wait till tomorrow. And beyond that, still in a topping area, trying to work itself off a little bit, but not doing too much. Down on the histogram, down on the fast stochastic, the CCI, everything else moving up. Pretty mixed. Just have to see what tomorrow brings. But interesting that we got one downtick, we didn't get another downtick, and we got this one, which was a resolved downtick, all in one day. Very curious. And moving on to UUP. Gap down positive the majority of the day, ending with something in between a spinning top and a hammer. Kind of a not very useful candle. You can see the histogram still sloping up, the MACD ticking down on the RSI, down on the 14-day RSI moving average, up on the stochastics, and down on the CCI, and starting a blip in the heat map for a bottoming area. Kind of interesting too that this gap was filled today when it jumped up here. So that's done. And it almost filled this gap, but not quite. We still have the bullish bar, which should still help suck itself back into itself. We have a potential higher low. Overall, I would say, even though it is mixed in the indicators, this one is more positive than negative after Friday's disaster. So, very interesting. And FXE, the euro. Now this one is moving just dandy. We talked about having problems going into the long-term moving average bar. It attempted today and fell on its face. Very nice. Closing outside of the long-term moving average bar. Closing below the upper price consensus level. You can see the stochastics moving down, the histogram moving down, and everything else moving up. It is pretty darn mixed, but at this moment I'm still of the opinion, just like on Friday, that when it hits the long-term moving average bar, it's going to be held. So we'll see if that continues to be the case tomorrow, but certainly not a good first step in its attempt to get inside. I mean, you can see the difference in between the last time, where it closed green inside of it, made a lot of penetration. This bar and this one, I mean this candle and this candle look the same, except this one doesn't look nearly as bad, certainly deceleration, whereas this one looks like it's just getting kicked out, even though it's the exact same formation and the exact same size. Comp Q, the NASDAQ, also looking for a downtick. It did not come. Higher than Friday. Hanging man, excessive separation, quite a bit of it, and everything pointing up with the exception of the CCI and the MACD histogram. No overly bad issues to deal with here at the moment, because we can get more negative divergence, but and topping area in the heat map. But overall, not bad. Not bad. Everything could have gotten a downtick today, but once again it was denied. Second candle in a row. $60-minute, any difference? I mean, we can see the drop at the beginning of the day and the climb finish it off. We can see that everything is moving up. The 60-minute time frame does look good for the NASDAQ. And going on to Apple. Wow, very nice. Making a new high today. And indicator-wise, we even got a tick up on the MACD histogram, ending the descent. So that is that's a really good sign, and everything pointing up, with the exception of the 14-day RSI moving average. But very, very nice. Going on to JP Morgan. Most important bank, and nothing really to see. It did beat the 200-day moving average once again. Hammery spinning top looking candle. You can see the stochastics moving down, the histogram moving down, everything else either moving sideways or up. CCI, RSI sideways, 14-day RSI moving average up, and we're still just stuck in this little range thing here, waiting to break up or waiting to break down. Beyond that, it's not a bad looking chart. Very surprising how today's action went. Certainly saved the dailies and made them look pretty positive. GE trying to get a better read on the Dow. And look at this. Downtick. Downtick gives a target about 2082. Not even 20 cents from where it is now, ending with a hanging man. And more things trying to go down here. Histogram, MACD, stochastics, CCI, 14-day RSI moving average getting pretty high. RSI going sideways. Yeah, this one looks weak. And if this one goes, it'll take the Dow with it. Dow has a downtick, so it all makes sense. At least on the Dow stocks. And XLF. Any difference from JP Morgan? Well, we have no downtick. It is a hammer, hanging man, whatever you want to call it. Stochastics heading down, CCI heading down, MACD heading down, but MACD histogram headed down, MACD up, RSI up, 14-day RSI moving average up. Not bad, not good, but at least for the immediate term, more positive than negative. Really would have to have a turn on at least the RSI and the MACD to really get underway to the downside, but they just have it pinned here. Got it pinned. And USO, looking at oil, look at that downtick. Downtick gives a target of just shy of 34.2, and that could be a tell as well. Down on the histogram, down on the RSI, sideways on the MACD, down on the stochastics, down on the CCI, 14-day RSI moving average going sideways. This one definitely is more negative than positive easily. And if this one decides to go down for a bar retest, should drag the market with it, at least to some extent. And this is just going to be a quick and easy tonight. So I think that's going to be about it. So we have some tells, some encouraging signs, some signs we did not have before. Not that it argues for a huge down move or anything like that, but yeah, it's nice to have a tell. It'll be even nicer if SPX and ComQ were to get a tell, but maybe tomorrow. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.